There's a certain kind of self-control that causes others to stare at you with a sense of awe and unease. And right now, you're going to learn precisely how to achieve it. Music. Have you noticed those folks who seem unbreakable, rising at the exact same hour each day, sticking to their routines without fail? While most folks drop out after a couple of weeks, these people push forward. While others come up with reasons to skip, they always appear. And folks often remark about them, wow, that's just not ordinary. There's an old method developed by Zen monks in Japan that creates this exact type of intimidating reliability. They refer to it as gwoji, the routine that keeps going on its own. Once you grasp its mechanics, you'll never abandon a target again. But here's the downside. This approach isn't suited for everybody. It demands that you eliminate a hidden aspect of your personality you might not even realize is there. Before I explain the process, though, hit the subscribe button on this channel, give it a thumbs up down below, and drop a comment about the routine you'd most like to build in your daily life. This supports me a ton and lets me know you're truly committed to making a shift. All right, let's dive in. The tale I'm sharing took place with a software developer named Raphael. He was a sharp guy with a thriving job, earning a solid six-figure income, and living in a comfortable place. On the surface, Raphael had it all. But he faced one major issue, a crushing, spirit-draining challenge that had him wide awake at 2 a.m., gazing at the blank ceiling. He just couldn't maintain any routine longer than a fortnight. Working out? He'd quit after a month or two. Sitting quietly in thought? A single week, tops. Picking up a book? Music? He'd grab one, flip through a few pages, then tuck it away in a drawer and forget it existed. Trying a fresh tongue? Just a trio of sessions on an app like Duolingo before he'd talk himself into believing he lacked the hours. The cycle was predictable. Come Monday, he'd be bursting with drive. He'd rise at dawn, 5 a.m., buzzing like a hero set to dominate everything. His thoughts would conjure bright images of the improved version of himself, strong, sharp, invincible. By midweek, the initial inner debate would creep in. I'm feeling worn out today. Perhaps I'll shift it to 6 a.m. What's the harm in one extra hour? I can catch up next day. At least I'm putting in effort, aren't I? Come the end of the week, total defeat. The buzzer sounds, and he'd silence it without a second thought. The routine is gone. The vision fades away like fog in the sun. Over the weekend, vows for the upcoming week. Next Monday, I'll begin anew. It'll be different this time. I'll really dedicate myself. I'll organize it smarter. I'll keep it practical. But the new week arrives and the loop spins again endlessly. An endless spin of unkept vows. Raphael experimented with all sorts of fixes, apps for tracking routines, full of vibrant progress bars and reward icons that gave him a sense of accomplishment without real progress. Incentive setups where he'd reward himself after reaching key points, but he never reached those points. Buddies to hold him accountable, checking on him daily until they gave up because he kept disappointing them. Uplifting clips that fired him up for precisely 2 days before the buzz faded like a substance clearing from his body. He dove into every guide. Books like Atomic Habits, The Power of Habit, Tiny Habits, The 5 a.m. Club, Deep Work. He could recite passages from them. He got the research behind it. He understood things like reward cycles, linking behaviors, setting clear plans, and the quick start rule. Knowledge wasn't the barrier. None of it stuck because Raphael was battling an invisible force. Something he couldn't picture. A sneaky element wired into his mind, undermining him from within. Here's the key insight Raphael hadn't grasped yet. Your mind isn't built to push you toward improvement. It's wired to ensure your survival. And in that primal setup your mind runs on, the same one your distant relatives had tens of thousands of years back, surviving means saving strength and steering clear of danger. Any fresh routine you attempt gets flagged as a risk. Your mind views it as wasted effort. Why get up at the crack of dawn when you could rest and store up energy? Why head to the fitness center when you're secure lounging at home? Why dive into a book when flipping through feeds lets your mind unwind? Your existing habits, delaying the alarm, grabbing food delivery, binge-watching late into the night, aren't seen as flaws by your mind. They're protective strategies. Music, they're familiar. They're secure. They're on autopilot. When you attempt to overpower them with sheer determination, you're basically pitting your small, aware self against eons of built-in instincts. And in that clash, those instincts triumph each time. Sooner or later, the issue isn't if you'll cave, it's when. Raphael realized he required a fresh approach, one that didn't depend on resolve, one that aligned with his mind's wiring rather than fighting it. Something lasting. That's when, on an ordinary Tuesday at 2 a.m., tossing and turning after yet another flop at establishing an early rise, he came across a clip about Zen practitioners. These folks rise daily at 3:30 a.m. They've maintained this since around 1200 AD. That's more than 8 centuries. Amid conflicts, tremors, outbreaks, through it all, the signal chimes and they rise. No bargaining, no justificações, no interrupções. Raphael sat in the dim room, the screen's glow illuminating his features, wondering, what secret do they hold that I lack? The insight would utterly dismantle his former self and construct a new one he barely knew to in Zen centers throughout Japan. There's a guideline that appears straightforward but alters everything when you truly get its depth. Guoji, in direct terms, music, translates to ongoing effort without pauses. Without pauses. Do you really grasp that? Not just in theory, but its true essence. Let me illustrate. From 1200 AD onward, daily at 3:30 a.m., a chime sounds at Ihe Temple. And from that time, without fail, the practitioners rise. Not 5 minutes early or late. Precisely at 3:30 a.m. for over 825 years. Through invasions by the Mongols, through internal strife, through the Second World War, through quakes that flattened whole towns, through whatever chaos the planet hurled at that site. The chime sounds at 3:30 a.m., and the monks get up. What never occurs there? No practitioner lingers in their spot pondering. I'll pass today. I am drained. Skipping once won't count. Such a notion doesn't arise in their heads. It's not superior willpower. It's a deeper grasp of how pledges function that you haven't fully clicked with yet. Something that will shift your whole outlook once it sinks in. Your mind sorts every pledge you make into 2 groups. Those you can back out of and those you can't. Pledges you can reverse turn into daily inner debates. Do I exercise today? I'm worn out. Maybe next time. I earned a break after yesterday. Is this worth the effort? One skip? I can compensate. Double up tomorrow. Mondays are ideal for fresh starts anyway. Your mind performs advanced evaluations of pros and cons for reversible choices every time the occasion comes up. It weighs the discomfort of action against the discomfort of inaction. And usually, quick ease prevails, rest triumphs, later wins. Music, postponement succeeds. Irreversible pledges? They just occur. When you tie the knot, you don't rise each day debating if you're still wedded. Marriage feels tough today. Maybe I'll go solo just for now and resume tomorrow. When you step into parenthood, you don't question on Tuesdays if you're still a parent. You know, raising kids is tiring. I'm off duty as a parent today. The core sense of self shifted. The choice is sealed. The debate closed the instant the pledge turned irreversible. Music, when a practitioner vows before the whole group, shaves their head, dons the garments, utters the phrases before 100 observers, it's not a mere promise that it's not a target. It's not a name. It's not wishing to turn into something. It's altering who they are in that very instant. They're not vowing to attempt quiet reflection. They're affirming themselves as one who reflects quietly. The group sees it. The core self moves from one form to another. The debate ends for good. A brain expert from Harvard who's examined routines for 15 years, music, uncovered something groundbreaking on open pledges and self-image. When you turn action public, your basic mind sees possible flop as a life or death risk. Consider it through an ancestral lens. Our forebears lived in groups of roughly 150. That group meant safety, meals, mating, endurance. If you dropped in rank there, if you gained a rep as unreliable, you might get cast out, and being alone meant doom. Out in the wild with beasts and rival groups, survival was slim. Your current mind, the one in your head today, still runs on this old code. When a flop is private, it's awkward. You feel lousy. You're let down in yourself, but you endure. When it's out in the open, when all know, when your standing hangs in the balance, your mind treats it as disaster, as fatal. Your fear hub, the amygdala, flares up brightly. That's just what Raphael did. He quit secret vows and began bold announcements. He grabbed actual paper, not a digital note, not an app entry, real tangible, music, paper, something physical. And he penned, I am someone who sits in quiet thought for 20 minutes daily at 5 a.m. for 90 straight days. Not I'll attempt, not my aim is, not I wish to, not I'd like to, I am. Current tense, self-affirmation, music unyielding truth. He put his name on it, added the date, and then snapped a picture and shared it far and wide. On social sites like Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter. He forwarded it to his relatives' chat. He shared with his partner. He mentioned it to colleagues at work. He told his supervisor. He even informed the coffee shop worker who recognized him. His partner stared at him like he'd gone off the deep end. Honey, this is over the top. Why broadcast it? Can't you handle it privately? A work buddy chuckled. Dude, you're overdoing it. Just keep it low-key. Why pile on the stress? You're inviting public embarrassment. Spot on. Those responses confirmed he was on track because each aware person fueled his drive. Each doubter added motivation. Each doubtful glance, each skeptical expression, each let's see if this sticks became a push to persist. Each dawn he felt like quitting. He pictured facing them all, updating online that he'd caved after a few days, confessing to his partner yet again that he was all talk and no action. The idea was too much. Day 3 delivered the initial real challenge. The buzzer hit at 5 a.m. Raphael had stayed out late for a job gathering the prior evening. He'd snagged perhaps 4 hours of shut-eye. His frame felt impossibly heavy. His bedding had never seemed so inviting. Right away, his thoughts launched their typical clever undermining tactics. You're beat. This isn't good for you. Rest is vital for your well-being. You saw that piece on it. Missing one won't hurt. You'll double the time tomorrow. This is for your health, not pride. Top performers recognize when to recharge. You'll fall ill if you persist. Each justification seemed totally sensible. Each excuse had solid backing. Each idea felt like smart advice, not a cop-out. But a core change had happened. The notion of announcing online that he'd folded after just 3 days was intolerable. The idea of facing his partner over breakfast and owning up once more to quitting. The thought of his colleague grinning come Monday and asking, how's that quiet time going? While knowing the outcome. The sting of stopping outweighed the sting of going on. He planted his feet on the ground. He settled onto his quiet spot. He set his clock. 20 minutes. His thoughts sped like a race car. His body protested that this was a mistake, that he ought to be resting. Every part of him resisted, but he stayed put. He remained there, facing the unease, the pushback, the inner conflict. 20 minutes passed, done. The open announcement had shut down the debate on whether to do it. But Raphael was on the verge of learning this was merely the first step. The inner struggle was nowhere near finished. Even with the outside expectations, even with his image at stake, music, Raphael still battled daily. His body ignored his image. His body dismissed his online update or his partner's view or his colleagues' opinions. His body craved rest when fatigued. It sought ease. It favored the simplest path. It wanted the familiar. The open announcement had resolved the if of doing it. That was set, but he still wrangled over the timing. Maybe 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. or post-work or pre-sleep. 5 a.m. isn't special. I could do quiet time anytime. Being adaptable is good. Being too strict is bad. I ought to heed my body's signals. That's when he uncovered the practitioner's second rule. Set times that can't be changed. Daily, you squander valuable brain power on the same silly query. Want to tackle this? Now or post-meal? AM or PM? Pre-job or post-job? 6 a.m. or 7? This evening or later? Today or next day? When I feel prepared. This choice drains sugar from your brain. Real, trackable mental fuel that ought to go toward the activity. You're burning your gas debating when to hit the road instead of driving. Experts at Stanford discovered that each choice you make drains your resolve pool. They term it choice weariness. It's why court officials approve releases more in the AM than later. It's why you choose nutritious starts, but junk ends. Be why the point you've settled on when to exercise, you've drained the resolve needed to exercise. Raphael picked 5 a.m. Not as a natural early riser. He wasn't. Not for loving dawn views or some mystic link to morning. Not because an efficiency expert claimed morning's rule. He selected 5 a.m. since the world slumbered. No buzzes from devices, no messages, no work chats, no pulls on his focus, no solid reasons to delay. The timing wasn't for peak performance. It was for wiping out options, erasing any cause to put off, delay, shift later. The opening week was pure torment. His body rebelled every dawn with full force. The signal would blare, and his arm would stretch to mute it before his aware mind kicked in. He'd recline in the shadows, his body insisting this was wrong, unnatural, that people shouldn't rise in darkness, that this was harmful, that's expected. Your body operates like a living device on repeats. It thrives on cycles. It's followed the same AM cycle for years, perhaps longer. Gradual wake-up, double delay, scroll in bed, stumble to brew. Now you're imposing a brand new cycle from nothing. Naturally, it fights back. Naturally, it resists. Naturally, it disrupts. But then, in the music following week, a shift began. Day 9. Raphael stirred 3 minutes prior to his signal. Day 10, 5 minutes ahead. Day 12. He was alert before it chimed, reclining in darkness, anticipating music. His body had started gearing up for the unavoidable. His internal clock adjusted. His stress hormones realigned. His warmth rose sooner. On day 14, a remarkable event occurred that altered all. The signal chimed. Before his aware mind processed the noise, before any idea formed, his feet touched the ground. No debate, no pondering, no choice, pure reflex action. His body embraced the fresh cycle. The fight stopped. The inner clash halted. Here's what folks often miss about set timings. What Raphael was starting to understand. It's not about the ideal timetable. It's not if AM or PM suits your body clock best. It's not about syncing with your innate energy flows. It's about erasing timing as a factor altogether. When you tackle something at varying hours daily, you're making your mind craft a new choice each time. Music now or later? Good moment? How's my energy? What's else going on? After this, maybe. When the hour is locked, unchangeable, fixed, your mind can't dispute a constant. The query vanishes. The debate closes. But Raphael hit a fresh snag that risked it all. His timing was locked. 5 a.m. daily, set in stone. That was handled, but he kept varying what filled that slot. Some dawns quiet thought seemed fitting. Others, perhaps, gentle stretches first. At times, he'd scan his body in quiet. Other times, focus on breaths. Sometimes he'd read a bit prior to quiet, sometimes after. His 20 minutes at 5 a.m. happened reliably, but the insides were messy. His mind had adjusted. It found a new debate spot, a new weak point. Instead of timing fights, it shifted to content. Breath focus or chant today? Maybe compassion feels right now? What about moving quiet? Is sitting even best for my build? 20 minutes at 5 a.m. grew steady. The hour was set, but the activity was disorder, shifting daily, based on mood, what felt correct, what his thoughts proposed. The locked timing solved part of it, but his mind still hunted escapes, tow-bar gain, still sought ways to hold sway, still blocked total reflex. He'd erased the when, but not the what. And this is where Dogen's lesson on structure gets debated, because it sounds harsh to today's ears. It sounds mechanical, unfeeling, extreme. He instructed to perform the exact same activity daily until your mind fully yields. Before we proceed, if you're still tuned in, you're unlike most. Most have tapped out by now. Subscribe here immediately. Top like. Comment with one routine you'll dedicate to for 90 days. This boosts the reach to those who could use it. But crucially, it shows me you're committed, that you're not merely viewing, you're evolving. If you follow through, I'll see you're prepared for the next part. Onward. You believe mixing it up keeps it fresh. You think adaptability avoids exhaustion. You think switching prevents boredom and stagnation. But mixing is actually where steadiness falters. Each alteration means your mind makes tiny choices. Push-ups or jumps today? Which title to tackle? How many minutes for quiet? 10 or 20? Breath work? Music or body check? Free writing or thanks list? Weights or runs? This show music or that? Each minor pick is a music opening for old ways to seat back. Each option is a chance for your mind to bargain. Each tweak is an opening for your former self to reclaim control. Dogen, who started the Soto Zen branch in the 1200s, shared an idea that rings wildly to current folks. He stated, "Perform the identical routine identically at the identical hour in the identical spot without tweaks until the routine runs itself. Not until you ace it, not until you flawless it, not until you get it all, until the routine runs itself, until you're not performing it, until it's just occurring via you." Raphael fully secured all. 20 push-ups, 10 minutes of quiet using breath tallying, 10 minutes reading the same title till done. Then next title, identical sequence daily. Same title till complete. Same quiet method. No mixes, no other styles. Same push-up count. Not roughly 20, not 15 to 25 based on energy. Precisely 20. His own ango, what Zen folks call intense training stretches. Typically, 90 days would mean 90 days of utterly identical activity. No mixes, no bends, no body cues on today's feel. The activity was fixed. The setup was sealed. His buddies labeled him mechanical. "Man, you're operating like a bot now." It's odd. His partner said he was fixating. "This isn't good. You need some give. You're turning stiff." A colleague teased he'd become a program. "What's with you? You were fun-loving." They missed that mechanical was the aim. Stiff was the target. Bot-like reliability was what he built because it succeeds. It fosters reflex. It shuts debates forever. In week 3, his mind waged fiercer battles than before. Daily, it demanded mixes. "This is dumb. You're no bot. You're human. Humans crave variety. This is forced. Switch or you'll crash. This won't last. You're bypassing better paths. Is there an improved method? Is this exact setup best for you? Shouldn't you adapt more? Music adjust balance?" The urging was strong, ongoing, music persuasive. It rang like insight, like wellness, like sense, but it was merely his old ways battling to endure. Week 4, a break happened. Not his resolve, not his pledge, not his activity. His pushback broke. The bargaining voice quieted. The mental fights that lasted 5 minutes shrank to half a minute. The need to switch faded. The sense of requiring mixes grew less vital. His body learned the flow like a performer masters steps, like a player learns a tune, like your fingers type blind. By week 6, midway in his ango, a striking event occurred. He was midway in push-ups before noticing he'd begun. His arm grabbed the same title without thought. His clock ran without recall of starting it. The activity was starting to manage itself. The action occurred without an actor. This is what folks miss about reliability. What Raphael overlooked in those guides and clips before. It's not about endless resolve. Resolve is limited. Resolve drains. Resolve empties like power. It's about repeats till resolve isn't required. An MIT brain expert, Dr. Unbreakable, has probed behavior automation for over a dozen years. Her work on routine building has reshaped our view of learning. She found that repeating an action in identical setting, hour, spot, order for about 66 days triggers a stunning brain change. The basal ganglia, your mind's old core for reflexes like striding and inhaling, assumes control. The action moves from your front brain lobe, aware, strenuous, to basal ganglia, unaware, easy, certain. The action turns reflex, effortless, sure, like inhaling, striding, blinking. Then day 35 arrived. Raphael rose with a bug. 102 fever, aches everywhere, shivers, barely upright without dizziness. This is where old ways would surge. Music, where former Raphael surfaced. Ill day means off day. Resume when healthy. Skipping for sickness is fair. Folks would get it. Even practitioners would. Wellness first. Each reason was valid, sensible, defensible. Day 40 posed a tougher hurdle. Work trip, early flight at 4 a.m., full day of client talks. Lodging workout area shut for fixes. No quiet zone. No sikluchen. Music utter disorder. This is where former Raphael would yield. Ideal excuse. Tough spot. No blum. Restart post-trip. This is the outlier. Airport quiet time. Unreal. Double up at home. But a deep shift had occurred in Raphael. Deeper than self-control, beyond resolve. Because he grasped Dogen's words, activity must proceed without a single pause. The extreme all-or-none myth has doomed more reliability than idleness ever did. It's doomed more visions than dread. It's wrecked more shifts than uncertainty. You convince yourself, if full 20 minutes isn't possible, why bother? If push-ups aren't flawless, wait for tomorrow when energized. If setup isn't perfect, skip and reset when all aligns. This mindset breeds pauses. And pauses let your old self slip back in. Pauses let old ways regain footing. Pauses bring end. Check any top performer, and you'll spot something often misunderstood. They include off days. They have healing times. They do lighter workouts. Folks notice and think, look, even they music pause. Even they bend. But those off days are still activity. Those healing times are still advancement. Those lighter workouts are still steps to the aim. They read deliberate, tactical, scheduled ahead. Never from laziness. Never from disinterest. Never because streaming beats training. An off day lets harder work next. It's purposeful healing. It's calculated recharge. It's still progress toward the target. But skipping from fatigue, that's not healing. Not tactical. That's backslide. Dogen offered a comparison that shifts all once you get it. A stream never halts its flow. In dry spells, it might dwindle to drops. During hot seasons, it could almost vanish, but it never fully stops. Liquid keeps moving, even drip by drip. The instant it halts entirely, it's no longer a stream. Music, it's a parched bed, just a remnant of past flow. It's gone. Your activity mirrors this. The instant you allow a full stop, a total break, music a 0 day, you're not active anymore, you're a past actor. Former tense, faded echo. Day 35. Raphael woke at 5 a.m. to 102 fever. His frame felt crushed. Muscles throbbed. Head thumped. Motion felt impossible. The familiar voice resurfaced, so sensible, wise, kind. Recharge. You're unwell. Body craves rest. This is a real health need to halt. Resume healthy. Even practitioners pause when truly sick. This is wellness, not vanity. But Raphael had noted his prefix for this week's prior. Before the tough spot, before the ache of choice. If unwell, 2 push-ups, 2 minutes quiet, 1 page read. He tumbled from bed. More like fell. He hit the floor. 2 music, push-ups, not 22. They were poor. Form bad. Arms trembled like wind-blown leaves. A trainer would chuckle. Didn't count. He sat 2 minutes, not 22. Mind hazy. Focus gone. Head pounded. Most of those minutes went to feeling awful and if doctor needed. Didn't count. He grabbed his title. Read 1 page. Not 10 minutes. 1. Absorbed little. Reread lines thrice. Words blurred. Didn't count. Activity went on. Stream flowed. No pause formed. Streak held. Not from that day's strength, but from earlier smarts when well and clear-headed. Day 40, journey day. Signal at 4 a.m. for flight. Airport 5 a.m., full client schedule. Lodging fitness, shut for work. No quiet area. No calm. Total mess. Old Raphael would have declared, can't happen. Resume home. But new Raphael prefixed this. If journeying, shift spot, never activity, he knocked out 20 push-ups in airport restroom. Yep, restroom. By sinks and towels at 5 a.m. While dental care after, folks entered, spotted suited man, pushing up, exited puzzled. Fine. He did quiet and ride talks. Driver likely thought napping. 10 minutes with urban noise and faint radio. Not ideal, not perfect, but ongoing. He read on music flight. 10 minutes pre-departure. Covered extra from wait. Nothing ideal. Nothing optimal. Nothing peak. All kept momentum. This is Gwoji. This is activity sustaining itself. This is perpetual. Then folks noticed a change. Colleagues remarked, "You feel altered lately, sharper. This driving you. It's a bit daunting, really." Pals pulled away a touch. "You're fixating on this schedule. It's strange. Less enjoyable now." His partner's pals advised her, "He's so strict." All good? Not typical. A coworker said outright, "That control isn't well. Regular folks don't behave so. Need more evenness." When those phrases hit, know you're correct. Normal folks yield normal outcomes. Normal folks begin January and halt in February. Normal folks harborun chast dreams. You're not aiming for normal. You're not seeking comfort. You're not after evenness if it spells average. You're aiming to be unshakable. But here's the unprepared part. What no clip notes. What no text fully grasps. The surprise hurdles unseen before. The unplannable because unknown existed. Kid falls ill midnight. Vehicle fails on road at 6 a.m. en route to fitness. Boss holds late for urgent meet when activity planned. Lights fail. Web drops for planned virtual session. Sudden family trip call. Device breaks. Buzzer fails. First oversleep in ages. These slay reliability. Not from impossibility, but from lacking pre-plans. Each surprise hurdle means stress choice, pressured, suboptimal. And in chaos, uncertainty, you'll pick ease every time. Fatigue mind defaults comfort. Stressed thoughts choose simple. Overloaded setup picks living over advancing. Hurdle wins because in unprepared fight. Improvising in worse setup. Insights ran centuries, sans single activity miss. Quakes flattening surrounds. Decades-long fights. Starvation climbing million. Waters, blazes, sicknesses, music financial falls. Activity persisted. How? No choices on hurdles. Fix preset. Solution decided long ago by wise who pondered all. Music meditation space floods. To meal area. Meal area burns. Outdoor yard. Yard snowed. Personal quarters. Quake risks inside. Music outdoor sit. No gader. No chat. No argue. No poi. No vargin. No ideas. Chime hits. Response reflex. Activity goes. Raphael devoted a full night to something saving him repeatedly next months. He listed all past breakers of his reliability, all used excuses, all situations ending streaks. Music then prefixed each. Noted exact reply pre-issue. Rain, garage pushupiesse. Snow, living space. Visitors, quiet bathroom workout, 5 a.m. outage, candle quiet. Actually, push-ups need none. Flashlight red. Journey, check lodging fitness pre-reserve. Or bag bands. Lodging shut. Room, hall, stairs, anywhere. Unwell, bare minimum 2 push-ups, 2 minutes quiet, 1 page. Music hurt. Adjust. Wall of floor tough. Chair quiet if skin aches. Sound book if vision hurts. After party, rare, but if happens, same bare minimum. No oats. Family crisis. Hospital wait area. Terminal. Vehicle wherever. Late rise. Shortened. Never skipped. Each case had set reply. Exits why follows. No thought. No moment decida. No stress bargain. No pressure improv. A occurs be automatic. This power isn't mere sequence keeping. It's avoiding decision energy waste when least available. A Yale behavior expert studying choices 20 years found key on pre-choices. Pre-choosing actions pre-crisis cuts choice where from tough spot. Your front brain will control choices, stays for doing, not picking. No burning sugar on what now. None already. Just energy for action. Day 70. Raphael's activity fully reflex. So reflex, almost weird. He'd stir, find midway in quiet sand, start memory. Body flowed like coded device, like software running. Signal hits, feet floor full awareness. 20 push-ups done as mind awoke. Title open, right spot sans pickup recall. His partner's mom visited week. Guest on couch where usual activity. Each 5 a.m., quiet bathroom shift. 20 silent push-ups on mat. 10 minutes quiet on shut lid. 10 minutes read with dim light. Mom unaware. Activity invisible. Music, hurdle prefixed months back. Day 90. Finished personal ango. 3 months unbroken activity. 90 traits sans pause. But deeper shift. Beyond control or routines or steadiness. No longer same guy. Starter 90 days back. Couldn't hold 2 weeks. That guy gone. Newborn in pot. Pal said outright. Your steadiness freaks. Way you appear daily regardless. Not normal. Kinda scary. Response ideal. Great. When control unsettles others, you're at proper level. When terms like fixated, overdone, intense used, know you're ahead. Your being shows impossible is just uneasy. Thus they label fixated. Too serious? Thus they push evenness. Work no fun. Thus they urge ease. Learn offs. Thus they claim too strict. Bin matters. They want your slow down to ease their stillness. They want your quit to excuse theirs. They want your normal to avoid facing own unreliability. Here's unshared on change. What Raphael found. U-turn reflector. Folks see never quitter. Mirror own failed vows. Watch daily show up. Recall wasted memberships. Unfinished reads. Dropped aims. Your reliability scares not from extreme or unwell or fixated. Scares from proof. Proof excuse is false. Proof no time means low priority. Proof too tired means ease pick. Proof change possible for price payers. And most viewing now won't pay. Want outcome sans cycle, change sans repeat, contrôle sans unease. But you're not for them. Not to ease them. Not seeking nods. You're here from finding the game changer. Reliability isn't daily due. It's turning into one unable otherwise. With Gwiji setup, all 5 parts synced. Open announce, making flop, disaster hurt. Lock time killing when debate. Same activity, ending what debate. Ongoing activity, no pauses. Prefixes killing stress choices. Not mere routine make. Not mere control build. Not mere self-better. You're remaking core, self-deepest. Stop try B and B. When that hits, when old dead and new full, folks will query how. How keep appearing? Secret. Answer simple, deep, but simple. They don't. They are. Raphael, not one who quiets. Quieter. Not exerciser. Athlete. Not reader, reader. Activity needs no resolve now, cause not separate self. Not though. Who music is. Query left. Ready this change level? Clear on needs. No softchi. No fake evolves. No uplifty feebs. Not control. Not resolve. Not harder try. Death rebirth. Death inconsistent self. Excuse self. Debate self. Clears throat. Quit when uneasy self. Comfort overgrow self. Easy over great self. That self full die music. No return. Birth unshakable self. Never halt self. Every vow keeps self. Others terrify consistency self. Exist unsettle self. Possible prove self. Gwiji won't better you. Different you. One others see think not normal. Not well. Not even. Not person. When hear those truly hear grasp me no. No reach one spot. Your pick. Now moment watch video. Music inspired 2 to 3 days back old ways. Most will. Most view now think cool while zero change plan. Back delay. Back failed vows. Back Monday start. Back normal. Or do Raphael now. Not tomorrow Monday. Not ready. Music now. Grab paper real not device. Pen open announce. Music not try. Not aim not hope. I am one who specific do for specific long. Every day at specific hour for specific consecutive count. Name, date, real. Pick unbend hour. Same daily. No debates. No vins. No body feel cues. Secure activity. Same dose, order, long. No tweaks, no betters, no peaks. Reparts till the flex. Pemper fixes. Every thinkable hurdle. Every past excuse. Every past breaker circumstance. Prefix all now, clear think. Then open. Social post. Tell kin. Tell pals. Music tell work folks. Tell seat neighbor. Flop hurt continue. Next 90. Appear. Not flawless. Not peak. Not ideal continuous. Sick minimum. Journey. Spot adapt. Chaos. Shrink activity. Never chain break. All crumbles. Crumble round while activity lives. 90 later, not no self. Folks query change how. Seek secret. Seek short, trick easy, quick fix. Smile no short. Only gwudgy, self-sustain activity you become. If video shift view on control reliability. If true ready transform, not 48-hour inspire. Do now. Subscribe, bell on cause coming content, keep change. Not fun, not uplift. Your core rebuild. Key. Comment now your open announce. Habit go implement. Music, pin public now below video. Music real. Scene. Flop hurt. Cause know you. Still view no chance. Not fun or time kill. Here cause part you knows more capable. Part tired star quit. Part ready unshakable. That part right. That part true. Capable scare reliability. Capable unsettle control. Capable call fixated change. Recall. Note. Mind mark. Scare others reliability only worth. When folks mix respect fear look. When whisper not normal back. When can grasp day no halt. When excuse why not you do. No arrived. Not better them. Not special. Not super. Not rare control gift. Just different past you. Old died, unshakable born. That change, full self-death rebirth, scariest most lovely human do. If viewed far, thanks attention, focus here, open different way. Now declare, start activity, begin change. See next video. But key, see new you 90. Never quit you. Terrify, consistency you. Finally kept value. Became unshakable you. Onward.